Right, welcome back to Family Farm. Oh, well, oh boy, let's just give him a bit of a fuss. Right, as normal on these type of things, I'm making a few rules for myself as I go along, and I'll just walk down to the where I left the tractor. One of them is, I can't remember what we actually got in at the moment. I think it was ready planted with some soy here. Well, there'll be no more soybeans because in Britain you don't grow soy and we don't grow corn. So on my fields, it will be down to wheat, barley, oats, ripe, sunflower, and maize, potato, sugar beet, and possibly radish. But I'm not too worried about growing radish. Actually, it's less need now. You get 2 full layers of fertilizer. You only need 2 full layers of fertilizer instead of the 3. So we won't be growing those. That's the first little rule I'm making for myself now. I like doing that just to make things a bit more interesting, shall we say. Right, so without further ado, we'll pass you over to the farmer and we will get on with the Riverview, or the Family Farm on Riverview by Cavalier Roy. Right, welcome back to Riverview, and after a good night's sleep, we're back. Going to do some more of the seeding. We're going to seed here, and I'll just go up the edge, this edge and the far edge a couple of times, just so I've got some turning room. Then I'm going to put it over onto my good friend GPS. Right, let's get going. So this is the last field to seed this year, but I have got a full day's work by the looks of it. Weeding. I won't have to weed on this one, I wouldn't have thought, until tomorrow. We'd be chopping the weeds in, but they will soon grow again. We need to do a full... See, now I'm going to put a second headland in here now, whilst I'm thinking about it. And I've got, oh great, I've got a problem with Alice. Cheerio, Alice. If there's any noises come from the system area, it's because Alice has just been jumping about on the computer bench. But for those who don't know, new to the channel, Alice is one of our cats, which we've got 4. Yes, we're cat people. Yeah, alright, to get back to the story, Boris wouldn't be too pleased, by the way. Not 4 cats about. Oh dear. Well, I'm not going to go up to the other end. No, I'm not going to bother to put any in. Whilst we're going up the other end, I'm just going to do both headlands first and we'll start doing it. I'm hoping I can get away with just 2 on either end. It's going to be a nice day apparently, looking at the weather forecast. Mind you, we see very, very little rain here. I'm surprised we're not in drought conditions, how little rain we get. Just get myself set again. We do this one, do a second one that should give us enough room to turn around. I could, of course, take this field back very slightly closer to the tree line. And that's one thing that, before I forget, it's rather important because, as you know, there's a few problems with people possibly wanting to build on land around here. Well, the parish council had an idea of trying to get a sort of scientific interest stats put on the valley, and I think it could stand a chance. In which case, it make it very difficult to for anybody to build it. Also, make it difficult for us farmers because we're then going to have to get permission to do almost anything. To take a hedge out, we'd have to get permission to chop a tree down, and show good reason for it. A lot of the foresty areas wouldn't be covered by that. but I don't. But luckily, the forestry areas are not under threat. It's a farmland, but it would possibly be the way out. So we'll keep you informed on how that goes. Well, I'm going to take it up to the top end and see if we can draw some straight lines along here. That should be worth a laugh. I think we're lined up fairly well. We'll soon find out anyway. Oh yeah, it looks good. So it's going to have to fertilise now, all these. Of course, it's one of the things I may, to add to my ever increasing shopping list, I may well try and buy myself one of these seeders with fertilisers at the same time. Just to save the steps a bit. But problem is money is the problem. I could just about afford the lease, but I dare not spend any more money than I'm forced to. And I don't think there's any way I could really afford to swap over. This will have to do us for now. And I just realised we've got the wrong thing going in here. We've got wheat over there. We're going to have to get the cultivator out and recultivate. And we should be having canola in here, or rape. I don't think we can go over again. We'll find out, shall we? Oh damn. I'm not going to bother to put any down until I'm certain. But it could be a case we just have to bring the cultivator and just turn this little lot in what we've already done. Oh, that's farmers. I've just got too much on my mind. I'll soon find out. We'll do this. If I was using any, it would be alright. But it's not. Alright, so that means get the cultivator. I'll get the other tractor. I can't be bothered to unhook this lot now. Yeah, it's wheat in here. Yeah, it's wheat. Right, go and get the cultivator. And we just have to tear this bits up. We're done. Luckily, it'll only be the bits we're already done here. I'm going to hook this other tractor and see if I remember what I've done with the cultivator. It should be worth a laugh. Into the cab anyway. Right. Well, I think this one's on narrow. No, it's on standard tyres. I was going to say that's on narrow. I'd have to swap the tyres over. I don't fancy dragging anything through there. On narrow tyres. Now, where is the cultivator? Whoop. Stop. Not in this one. Oh, I might have to use the plough again. I've got a feeling I haven't got a cultivator. Now we've got a weeder. I might have to use the culti plough again. I've got the equipment down to absolute minimum we can get away with. I head to it. It's, well, you can see how much money we've got. 32,000. I'm not certain we owe anything. Let's just check. At least we don't owe anything. We've got no loans outstanding. I'd like to keep it like that if I can. But I also want to get some chickens. And I will do once I get the first crop of wheat off. Well, let's hook up to this thing. Yeah, so you can say what a wally, and you'd be right. I'm glad I didn't actually sell one of the tractors. So that was on my mind, to keep it just the one tractor, but I think there's pros we need the two. Apart from the fact we should actually make enough money to employ someone. We need a tractor anyway, and this one's cheap. Nice tractor, but cheap. Drop that in the ground. Oh, we're not quite over enough. Oh. I am making a real pig's ear of this. Panic, you see, panic. Sheer unadulterated panic. Realising we've got so little time to do everything, and I just made a complete mess of the first task. That should have reset the so that grubbed the wheat up. Quite a bit of seed we wasted, but there. And we have to put these ends in again. That should do it. That should be the first pass. The second pass. Actually, I think we might have to do a third pass here. I'm overlapping plenty to make certain I get everything, because I don't really want to find myself with some wheat in the rape field. Don't half mess your combining up. You can see some of the problems we have when we're not really a farmer, which I'm not. You all know the story by now, but I will run through it again for anybody who hasn't caught on my video diary before. Father died, and I decided that as we'd had the farm for a lot of generations, I'd better come back and do the farming. Farming is not my thing, really. But I'm back here and I'm trying to learn as we go, and I need some lights on. I can't see what I'm doing. Right. So I'm having to learn on the hoof, but also in an area where there's a lot of other farmers, and that all seems to be quite helpful. Now if we go up here, and we will just go up this way. I'm not going to drop the plough where it's not really needed. This should get it all. Mind if I'd left it, I think those birds would have eaten all our seed. What I'm looking for is a volunteer to walk around the fields, for free by the way, you won't get any pay for it, and just scare the birds off. Any volunteers? Do you think about letting Boris loose here? But he's such a daft hand, he must probably make friends with them. How do you think I'm joking? For what looks a big faced dog, he's just a puppy. So friendly. He misses his master, of course, because he was Dad's dog. One of the things I've inherited, apart from, a farm which was badly run down, no animals, the fields. Well, we've got plenty of fields to keep me going, but that's about it. Right, now then. Right, let's see. Get myself round here. I'm not going to bother to take this tractor back. We'll get straight on and start seeding. And I will probably do what I can in the time I give myself to have you good folks about. But I'll finish the rest of it up off screen, because we already spent about half the time we should have done. This should have been all cultivating. That's life, as they say. It's one of those things that happens. Well, it's not as bad as one farmer I heard of who dropped his seeder in halfway through seeding. He went back to refill it. Refilled the wrong seed, didn't realise until it was too late. Well, after he'd gone a few hundred yards, he realised, and he put this lovely big swath of grass in the middle of his cornfield. This wheat field, I think it was. And he'd already sown a lot, but he didn't want to take the plough to it till after he'd harvested, so that stayed. Cut his yield down a bit. At least I haven't done that. Alright, let's get this round. Last bit here, then we're going to. We'll get back to the JCB and try and do it right this time. I'm going to say you lot put me off. That sounds good, sounds reasonable. Right, let's run this through this wooded area. Yeah, as I say, if we get the scientific status, these will have to stay anyway. As much as I might really... Oh, just, turn the lights off. That's it. Don't want to run the battery flat to add to my woes. Bit of wheat still there. I think I have to go up this edge. Never rains but pours, so let me just do this edge to make certain we get it all. Let's hope we've got it. Well, there shouldn't be any hair anyway. So there is just something seriously wrong with this field. And while I do, I don't want to run into the JCB now. So we've got to do the headlands again. Walk on the field and just check. Weed, yeah, no wheat there. That looks better. Right, we're going to take it. We've got it all. Any what's left there now. It's done. It's my fault, and I'll have to live with the consequences. Right, I'm going to do what I probably should have done in the first place. I'll do this little bit here. Check we've got the right crop in. We have. And let's start seeding again. Let's seed again like we did last winter. Or possibly not. Well, of course we won't seed during the winter, it's just too damn cold. I think we could have went over a bit, see, I dropped it in. That's better. But it had to be right where I had to go over again, because right, well, after a late start, we could now get on with this. We will do this, we will then get... Well, probably the little vent or put the narrow tyres on it, and we get the weeder out and we go and weed everything. And this can go to bed for a little while. It's actually getting close to wanting some maintenance done on it. Well, that won't probably go a day or two as yet. Yes, I hope so anyway. See what it looks like back there. Oh, it looks fine. Fine, 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 fine. Level this up. Not too worried, we overlap a bit. Oops. It's my my little GPS didn't want to do that. Oh, let's lift that up. Let's try again. Oh, for some reason I don't want to go around there. Don't want to switch off either, no. Ah, I think I broke my GPS. I have broke the GPS, how about that? Ah, hopefully it's come off now. No, it's... Well, we have to go down by hand. Do you ever have one of those days? Well, I look like I'll be doing the rest of this by eye, because unless it works, it's working across the field, or length of the field, we've got a problem. I have to get this into the workshop. Get this one seeded. Well, I could actually change everything over onto the fence, but that's too much like hard work. Alright, let's get along and we'll do this edge. I'm hoping that the GPS will decide to play ball along it, because it is a cheap system we got. In fact, I don't... Oh, go on. No, yes it is. Get back in the cab. Yes, looks like it's working along here. Well, we're almost off the field. For some reason it doesn't want to work in the up and down. I already used a third of a tank of seed. And maybe take another run to the store before we're done here. Mind you, as you notice, the beauty of this system is I can drop the seeder off and just take the tank with me. Saves a little bit in juice for a bit of messing about with the spanners to hook everything back up again, or unhook and hook everything back up. I'm going to do another one up here. Yep, there. Yes, for some reason it's not correcting itself. Now, let's just have a look at something in here. Into the gubbins here. Shuttle on. Sensitivity, low brake force power. One of these should do it. Let's see. No. No, we're broken. And I think we broke it well. So I could have had one of these proper satellite systems instead of this simpler compass system, but you've seen the price of those. Oh dear. Well, let's show you the price of something like that. I want one. Wrong one. We want this one. Let's go to a small tractor. I'll take the Vulture, for example, to have the global system put in there. That's 15,000. Yes, I'm not having that. Can't afford it. It's as simple as that. Just cannot afford to do it. But that is, the whole system is installed, and you have a proper system. But I think I'm going to stick to my cheaper system for now. How? I'll tell you something else too. Oh, it suddenly decided to brake on this direction too. Yes, the system's gone completely haywire. Oh, well, we have to do this by hand. Because by rights it should only be shown with it switched off one direction up there. And it's showing the two. Mind you, coming out of character for a minute, I think what's happened is I have got an adaptive system on the GPS on here as well. Plus I shouldn't have both of them on here, because it's been working very well up till now. But I thought on this it only read the ones you were using, but apparently it doesn't. Oh, I'll do some experiments off screen. It's all about a learning curve. But it's just a pity I cannot use the GPS I'm used to. This is because Mowgli's GPS I'm actually using. Excellent little load of stuff. Oh, all works too. Right, as you'd expect from Mowgli, he's certainly not a fly-by-night. Very good mod, and I have a lot of time for him. It's a pity he's not going to make gearbox for it, but as he says, that most of the stuff now in the game is auto boxes, and there's not really the need for him to make a gearbox mod anymore. Now, I wonder what happens if I go this way now. Will that level off now? Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I give up. System has crashed, but I can get some use out of it. Not very well lined up though. I do know a couple of rolls just to see how it goes. Oh, I'm miles out here. I'm nowhere near where I should be. I'm overseeding like hell. Well, I'm going to keep you for another 10 minutes, I think, just to get a bit more of this done, and we just experiment a bit more with this. That's there now. It should really only be showing one lot of figures up there. Now let's see what happens if we go here. That shouldn't be doing that. Should be locked into there. Come back down. Yeah, there's a little bit of driving about, but I just want to test this out. It's only working one way. I need to tell the engineers what's happened with this system so they can sort it out. Yes. Yeah, it's only working one way. Oh well. Let's see if we can hold it straight. Here, because we ain't even got ridge markers on this cedar. This cedar is actually built for the auto guidance systems. So I can't even refer to the old ridge markers. Yeah, coming out of character again, I'm going to have to play with some sort of settings in there. Every time it's updated, he brings in some more settings. I ain't got a clue what most of them do. All I got this for was the shuttle control, and I realised he's adding other bits to it. Since drive control is not a thing, this is really the modern drive control. There's two of them out there, and I got both of them here, and they will run together. Some people are saying they wouldn't, but I think the earlier versions wouldn't. But I know the guy who's done the other version on here has changed it more now for a display thing with some use. Now, what happens now? Yeah, it's there again now. So it works one way and not the other. I think all I've got to do is go there with the hammer and just knock the sensors about a bit. Knock some sense into the sensors. Oh, please yourselves. I'm here all week. Clear up, bird. Yeah, so get this first lot halved, then this lot halved, then we get some chickens, and hope we can make a little bit of money on those, because I need to hang on to quite a bit of wheat and barley. This is this is just a cash crop as of the oats, but the wheat and the barley could be handy for looking after to feed the animals, but I'm not even going to attempt to put it in this time. We just roughly line it up. It takes a lot more steady driving, which I'm not used to. Trying to hold it on a straight course. That first figure is the one that should be locking to, and that should change depending which direction you're running, and it should set that, and the wheels, which is the second number on there, it's now read 90.6, 90.7, 90.8. That should lock to the first figure, and which is what it's doing. The trouble is the first figure's wrong. I could see whether it works on the other tractor, I suppose. So in fact, just before we go, and I think I will just come back this way again, and we'll just see what it does on the other tractor. see whether it's a global problem or just limited to one tractor. Yeah, I think we've got there alright. You have to be a little bit of a magician on this field, especially this end, to go back through the trees a bit. No, it's what we will do then is we will send it backwards. I found sometimes you send it one way, that's better. It will actually correct itself, but it seems to be not quite making what it should be because we've only done half a row again, if that. In fact, I'm going to lift again and we go back. Whoa, what'll be about here? See what happens now if I put that in. Yeah, that's better. It's there this time. It says lock to 270 was what it should be, and it's fighting like hell to keep the wheels going in compass direction at 270. And we may miss a few bits here. We missed a little bit there. That's where I was hand steering, of course. Yes, we'll come back. We'll have a look, see what the other one's done. And what I'm going to do is just take my screenshot. I haven't got round to putting the no HUD up yet, so we're still stuck with the HUD. Screenshot are all done. I don't really want the map up anyway when I'm on the field. Even I can't get... No, yes, I can get lost on the field. Yeah, I missed a whole strip out there. That's why I use a GPS quite often of some description. Even though I can't afford to have the super duper deluxe one, but I'm just going to turn that off and I'll just have a look over here. That's better, canola here. It's showing canola. Yes, it's not unswitching. It's stuck on 270 for some reason. Yes, right. Well, it's a global thing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like this, so please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber, go on, subscribe. You know you really want to. You know it makes sense. I'm just going to drive this back and get this... and get the big hammer out to try and correct this problem. I wonder if that's that last update. There was an update on this and I haven't used it since. I wonder, I think I got the one before. I might have to revert. Alright, anyway. If you're not subscribed, go on subscribe. You know you really want to. Any comments, questions, queries, suggestions or anything else, feel free to pop it in the comment section and I will read it, because as I read every comment I will acknowledge it, either in words or in the symbols I got there, the love symbols or what they are, because I love you all, you know that. Well, even you, Stu. And so with, oh, and I'll try and reply to each one, and with that, it's me, I'm saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.